Hi, and welcome back to Crypto Smackdown, where I give you all interesting stuff to do with blockchain and cryptocurrencies, and the projects that I'm invested in or would like to invest in. Today is a bit of a fun one. Um, it might not hold true, but I personally think it does. So we're going to talk about Cardano versus Dent, and we're going to do a comparison of the two. I know you might think this is kind of crazy, but just hear me out, and you can comment and let me know what your thoughts are as well on the two projects. So, starting off, both of these projects have had bad experiences in the past, which led them to start their own companies. So with Cardano, it was Charles Hoskinson, who was part of Ethereum, who moved over. Well, he didn't move over. He started Cardano based on uh, things that he didn't like within the Ethereum uh, blockchain project. So that's what led him to start off Cardano. Whereas with Dent, I think it was a guy called Miko, uh, who effectively was traveling abroad, and he went to get some data, and basically either it ran out really quickly or it was an extortionate price for the service off of one of these SIM cards that he picked up from a shop. So and the data was really expensive and ran out really quickly, and he was like, "What the hell?" So both of these projects have had bad experiences, which have led them to start their own projects. Secondly, both of these projects are looking to help emerging markets. So Cardano is agricultural, internet, government, and many other things. These were just some as an example. Then is mobile data, Internet of Things, exchange data, and they would like to share data. So in countries where they don't have these facilities, or these facilities are amazingly expensive, that's where Cardano and both Cardano and Dent come in, because they basically offer these services, or will offer these services to generally the population who are either unbanked or or wouldn't be able to get these services normally because they don't have enough money to be able to pay for these services that are, kind of for the privileged. So it both of these companies are trying to work in the reverse, which is instead of hosting for the privileged, they're trying to host for the unprivileged. And I think that's a fair comparison for both of them. Thirdly, both lost around 90% of their value during the last bear market. That is definitely a fair comparison for both of them. If I if I quickly show you um, this chart from CoinMarketCap, you can basically see that the all-time low was 1 cent on Cardano. Well, just under 2 cents on Cardano. And now, now it's back up to, you know, 111, it looks like now. But it lost like 90% of its value during the last bear market. If I go to Dent, Dent basically did the same. It was under 0.010%, if I remember rightly, and now it's now it's I would say 0.02%. I think I've got that right. So basically, most of it, as you can see, all-time low was really low. So they've lost about 90% of their value, even though they've shot back up now. Well, they haven't fully shot back up. They're both still underneath their all-time highs. As another thing to look at is the circulating supply of Cardano. As you can see, it's 31 billion already used, and if you look at the total supply, it's 45 billion. And if I do the same with Dent, you can see that the circulating supply is 90 billion and the total supply is 100 billion. So as you can see, most of the tokens or coins have been pushed to the market, which means that in future there can't be a massive dump of tokens on the market, which would reduce the price due to the fact that there isn't many of the supply of tokens left. With Cardano, obviously they've got the staking, which is pushing up the supply, and on Dent they've got a range of services that will maximize the use of the supply of tokens. So with that in mind, that's a decent comparison, because both of them have got to the point where it's literally just about the business. So I think that's a fair enough comparison. Starting marketing campaigns in 2021. So both Cardano and Dent have said that 2021 is a year where they're going to start marketing campaigns. Cardano is marketing Gogan, which is the smart contract platform which allows smart contracts to be distributed and developed. And Dent has the Olympics coming this year, so Dent is hoping that people start to travel, and once they start to travel, they start to use mobile data. Once they start to use mobile data, then Dent will, do some crazy advertising to say use our service, and that will lock up some tokens as well. Cardano has a development community. Dent is making a developer community. So Dent's introducing an API which developers can import into whatever their business is, and act as like a reseller, I think it is. So basically, both of them are approaching eras where they're trying to work with the developer community, and both of them should be launching within the next month or two. So developers, look out for that. Okay, one of the things I would love to see is Dent on Cardano. Currently, Dent is centralized. Cardano is decentralized, and Cardano could help innovate to move away from the centralization. I mean, Dent have said that they don't think it's important whether you're centralized or not, because they run the business. But it's just, as a community, and, from the point of view of decentralization, not having government control over, your project and the way it's run, and, who you report to, what restrictions they can put on it, because in the future there might be a possibility where Dent gets really big and corners the market for eSIM data. I mean, we're just speaking hypothetically, and the government say, well, actually you can't use it in our area because you're working with, I don't know, some other country that they don't get along with. So they might they might say, well, Dent is banned from this country, etc., etc. If it's decentralized, then it's a lot harder to do because no one effectively owns the project. Therefore, it's harder to shut down when no one owns the project. That's my view of it anyway. So Dent currently runs on the ETH as a parachain, and Cardano is a third generation network. So it would be nice if Dent did port over to Cardano. And then lastly, they both have new websites. So again, if I go over and I go to here, you can see this is Cardano's website, cardano.org, I think it is. And as you can see, there's lots of information in here for you to go over. And that's the same with Dent. Dent has a new website. And as you can see, it's pretty much brand new in design. It's very attractive as well. So there's some comparisons. Also, good idea to have a look at IOHK's website, as they'll tell you all about Cardano and the development and programming side and aspects of the delivery. There's also the roadmap. So currently we're in Goguen era for Cardano, and on Dent, obviously the roadmap for Dent is pretty inclusive. So hopefully this gives you an insight into why I did this video, just to show that there are projects out there that effectively have the same goal in mind, and there are projects out there that effectively just believe in helping first world, and just trying to create products that make even more money for that country. However, there are some projects that are actually thinking about the unbanked, and the ones who trying to bring them up to first world, in terms of technology and influence, and emerging markets. So I just thought I'd make this comparison for you so you can actually have a view at where my mind's at and why I could see the two in sync. Hopefully you found it interesting. I just thought about it off the whim and thought, yeah, this is definitely one that I can definitely see comparisons with. So hopefully you enjoyed. Give a like, give a share, click the little bell notification, and make sure you leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Am I completely wrong? Or, do you like it, and do you think I'm onto something? Okay, catch up soon. Take care.